Hello and welcome to MGP412. I'm Kevin, with me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Ruiner.
Hello.
What does that... There is no context for the listeners there of you just
Kevin
yelling ruiner.
ruins everything.
He does. He really does.
I'm the glue that holds this horror show together. How dare you accuse me of ruining anything? Without me, this would all still be trees.
I don't know what that means.
Exactly. I'm communicating on higher levels.
Because you're a ruiner.
Am I, though?
Yeah.
Or am I an anti-ruiner?
Yeah.
Maybe I unruin things.
Yeah. Sure
Thank you. Exactly. Things become unruined in my presence.
Okay, ruiner.
So, other than Anna apparently having a strange turn and going crazy, how's everyone else's week been?
Yeah, all right. I'm on a holiday now for 9 days, so...
Get you.
You gone anywhere nice?
I just realised I had Pepsi instead of alcohol. What am I doing? I'm meant to be in holiday mode, and I'm recording a podcast sober. What's going on here?
Perhaps we'll do a high-quality podcast for once without Drunky McDrunkerson swearing and boozing. Well, the rest of us have been doing it sober for many years. You're the only one who turns up to work drunk every week.
No, I get drunk in the podcast. That's why I go quiet towards the end and then just say have a good week.
Exactly. It'll be quite nice to see you try and make a contribution to the whole show rather than just gurgling and dribbling.
I usually start getting messages midway through and just start catching up with people. And I'll try and put my phone away, shall I?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Why are you on holiday now? You realise there is nowhere for you to go and nothing for you to do.
Because they make you take annual leave.
I'm absolutely cream crackered, Kevin. And I'm also a genius because my children had last week off. My wife had last week off. So I've got this week off.
But they're off school anyway.
Still in the house.
Yeah, but they're homeschooling. So
with you?
Busy. Nah, with someone.
Yeah, you.
What are you going to do? Just go.
You've been working from home. They're working from home. You're just going to be at home doing what you'd normally be doing, but not getting paid for it. It doesn't make any sense.
Not getting paid. Taking holiday from work is getting paid, Kevin.
But it's holiday you can't then use later in the year when you can actually, go on holiday.
Well,
You're a madman.
Holiday gets renewed in March.
Not mine. Mine gets renewed in January, but that would mean going to places I don't want to go to, Kevin. So if I use up all my holiday now, I get to do sheepdog things rather than...
The only sheepdog things you're going to do is educate your children for a week, like you would have done anyway.
Am I heck? One of them's too little, one of them's too old, and the other one doesn't want to do it. So, I'm all right. I'll get him to do his
Father of the year, boys and girls.
One of them isn't at school, one of them's completely autonomous, and the other one does 2 bits a day, which will be fine. That'll be fine. Mrs. Sheepdog will do lots of them.
Sheepdog, you've messed up.
I haven't messed up.
Because surely, right.
If I was off last week, I'd have had to do way more.
But they're back at school in 3 weeks, aren't they? You could have just had your holiday in 3 weeks and had time alone.
I'm really tired. I'll have more holiday in 3 weeks to just enjoy myself. But right now, I am just knackered. I left it a week.
I know the feeling. I feel tired all of the time.
Plus, I've had quite a decent week. Last week, I was knackered. Then from Monday to today, it's been quite an easy week because I've not had to do any homeschooling. But I've cracked on at work. Next week, I get to do the opposite way around, where I'll have to do a little bit of homeschooling. But let's face it, it's learning about Egyptians. I'm basically watching Stargate, teaching my kid about Egypt. It's easy. I don't find it hard.
If you want to do Egypt, so get Assassin's Creed. Yeah. I think it's Origins, and go on the oh god, what's it called? It doesn't play the game. It goes
like an
for
education
the
mode, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, it's going to be fine. He most of his work's done by 11:30 anyway. In the afternoon,
You won't be up by then if you're on holiday.
Well, exactly, Kevin. You're finally understanding. Well done.
You are a monster.
I'm a genius, an evil genius.
You people with your holidays.
I've also had a really mysterious week, and I mean, a listener might be able to explain this for me. But a long time ago, you know full well, because I always talk about it, how I invested in cryptocurrency at one point, right?
Oh yeah, the prices are up again. It's lovely watching the prices go up all the time.
The whole hunt for Bitcoin didn't work, dead, all that, given up on that. But
7.3% is up today, Bitcoin.
Wow.
I referred people to Binance, the little website I use for buying crypto. And like 2 years ago, I spent something like £80 on a cryptocurrency that is currently in court, and I can't sell it. It's all being locked up by the American government. But mysteriously, I logged in just because I thought, I wonder if that's still going on and whether I've actually got any money anymore. And I had £100 worth of a completely different thing I've never ever bought. I don't know where it came from, but I looked and it had gone from, like, I think I had it and it was worth nothing, and it just exploded to be worth £100. So I just yeeted it into the sunset and cashed out my £100, and now I'm in profit, and that's it. I'm just leaving the rest. I'm never looking at it again until I hear, if someone just tells me in passing that XRP, is that what it's called? Yeah, is worth a fortune, I'll sell then. But
XRP's up 3.75% today.
It is. I can see that.
Up to 40p.
I mean, to be fair,
just sling it over into Bitcoin. Join the Bitcoin bandwagon.
I'm not doing that while Bitcoin's at its all-time high, Kevin. That'd be ludicrous.
Well, I bought in when it was all-time high 3 weeks ago, and it's doubled in price since then.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm all right. I've got like 200 of these Ripple coin things that, I mean, they've gone up in value despite the whole court case thing, which is bizarre. I think they think they're going to win the court case, which is probably why it's gone up. But yeah, I don't know why I had this £100. I don't know who's. I know that when people buy stuff, I get a little slither of it because I referred them. But somebody went nuts for this coin, whatever it was called, and it's just boomed in value overnight. And I just thought, I'm not even going to wait and see if it goes any further. I'm going to cash out, break even, job done. So I'm having a splendid week, considering this time last week I thought I'd lost 20 grand. I'm £100 better off. That'll do me. I'm giving up. But it does mean, I said to Mrs. Sheepdog, that can go towards the PC. That I can use that. I can give them the £100 up front and pay the rest of the instalments. And she was just like,
It's all about finance nowadays.
Exactly. That's what I said. You know, the rest can be on finance. £100 up front. That seems like a decent first payment. So I'm going to see what she says. I'm going to bring it up again on Wednesday when I've been paid, and hopefully, although Pab's now put the and he said something double entendre there. He's put the wind up me, let's say, by making me think it's not the right time to maybe be buying graphics cards. Which is probably true.
It's not the right time to buy anything, Sheepdog.
Stop trying to time the market, Sheepdog. Just buy a damn graphics card. You've been talking about it for 2 years. Buy a goddamn computer.
I haven't had any money for 2 years. But I reckon I can do it and start my, vlogging adventure. Not vlogging adventure, streaming adventure. I've got loads of games I can bloody stream. My Steam library is heaving with PC games I can't bloody play. So it'd be great to get a PC and do that.
Who is fighting their microphone?
No, it's Dave being Dave over there. I took the pillow off him.
Sounded like someone was actually wrestling their microphone to the floor.
Really grizzling at me.
I gave mine a little thump mid-sentence for effect. I don't know if you...
Thanks. Much appreciated.
So yeah, I'm hoping. Because of that random... I don't know whoever it is who did my referral link, because only 2 people did it, and I know one of them, so the other person has just sorted me out. Keep doing that. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because I quite like logging in and finding I've got £100 I didn't have yesterday. Do that every day, please. Thank you.
Sheepdog's finally got his head around affiliate marketing. Excellent. Goodness me. So apart from Sheepdog's adventures in crypto, how's everyone else's week been? Are we all happy and delighted and having a lovely time?
Yeah, I suppose. Getting on with it. Another week, really. A lot going on.
Splendid. Anna sounds cheerful.
I have to go to work.
No.
Did we ever explain why Kev's a ruiner?
Yeah.
Because he watches things without me. Don't you, Kevin?
Such as?
Only when I'm told to.
No, I said I'd watch it at the weekend.
He's not been watching Grey's Anatomy, has he?
From what I understand,
Pab,
Pab,
WandaVision without me.
You told me to.
From what I understand, he asked Anna if he could watch it, and she said yes.
I said I'll watch it at the weekend. Dave, it's not the weekend.
See,
right
Dave's
now.
defended me. Dave is defending my honour. Good boy,
Do all
Dave.
dogs talk like Sweep from City? Is that what's happening? Yes, Dave, she is wrong, isn't she? Squeak, squeak.
Yeah, good boy, Dave. He knows what side his bread's buttered.
Squeak twice if Kev's right, Dave. Oh, he's got no comedy timing, that dog.
Yeah. I was told I was allowed to watch it.
No, I
so
said
I
I'd watch it at the weekend. Which is obviously not this night because I was doing bedtime stuff and you went and watched it, so you're a ruiner.
Ruiner.
I mean, I'm not a ruiner though, am I? Because I've not actually ruined it.
Well, have you watched it?
Yeah, but
Have you watched it?
As we've already discussed off of the show.
Have you watched it? Have you?
Yeah,
have
but
you, though? Have
also
you?
on previous episodes I've done this too, and I don't know why it's now an issue when it wasn't before.
Kevin, I didn't really care back then, and now I care, and then you ruined it.
You didn't tell me that meant the rules had changed.
Ruiner.
I don't understand.
Ruiner.
Watch next week about it.
We'll watch it after the show.
Next week I'm gonna go put 8 a.m. No, I'm gonna go. I'm going to watch it.
You're on nights. We
both
out. Can watch it. Yeah, we can do that next week.
I'm going to blindfold you. I'm going to blindfold you, and then I'm going to watch it. Or I will read about it, and then I'll come home and tell you everything. You know, this morning when he's like, "Don't look at Twitter." Well, I'm going to look at Twitter every week now. Tell you all of the secrets.
I mean, there's only 2 weeks left, and you're at home for both of them.
Yeah, but the week
so
after,
we can just watch it when it comes out for the next 2 weeks.
You like to stay in bed, Kevin. I like to
Well, no, because it's a weekday, so I'll be working. I work every weekday. So I'll be up when it comes out. We can watch it and then go about our day.
Yeah, but the thing is, I won't be watching it because you ruined it. So I was never watching it anymore.
We all know that's not true. You can't write yourself out of the MCU.
Well,
you can't.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
No, you're too into it. You're too interested.
We had this thing since 2012, and then you ruined it.
You had a great run until you wrecked it, Kev. Decade of watching it. Now she's going to miss Batman's cameo.
Exactly.
Batman is not in that MCU.
Yeah, you idiot, Sheedog.
Did you see, speaking of people making foolish mistakes, did you see that Jezebel article complaining that Chun-Li had been eradicated from Mortal Kombat?
I did hear something about this, yeah.
I don't know what any of those words meant that you just said. None of that made any sense.
A trailer for the new Mortal Kombat film, and this woman on this website called Jezebel wrote this scathing article about how they'd removed, or whatever the phrase she used, Chun-Li from the Mortal Kombat trailer. She wasn't in the film. Why not? Where is she? And then about 3-4 hours later, she was like, we've answered that question. It turns out she's not part of Mortal Kombat. And obviously she's a Street Fighter character. And it was very entertaining because it went viral. And apparently it's not the first time she's made those little mistakes. But they probably got a lot of clicks out of it, which is very clever. But they did say it wasn't intentional, and they have had a word with her, which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing I say when I'm comment baiting as well. It's comment bait. Comment bait is the new clickbait. In my Football Manager series, I've signed we needed a left back, so I've signed a world-class right-footed centre-back, and I'm playing him at left-back. You should see the comments on today's video. Whoever's doing that with a spring, we are trying to do a podcast. You must stop springing the spring.
I'm not springing anything.
There is a boinging noise going on constantly. It needs to stop.
Are you sure it's not your machine? You've got your weird sound effects you were playing.
Absolutely certain. There was just a boing, boing, boing noise going in the background.
I didn't hear
My
anything.
phone's on silent. I don't know what that is. Can't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything.
It sounds like someone is just boinging a spring.
Are you sure a giant spring's not sneaking up on you, trying to kill you or something?
I think Anna was doing something.
I'm just sitting here looking at the store.
I do know what you mean, though. I am convinced that Pokemon Go advertised like this, they do something to annoy enough people that everyone's talking about it. I was telling Pab before the show that they've got their big event tomorrow that I'm very excited about, and I hate that I'm in groups.
Making people pay for it.
Well, it's a ticketed event, which, yeah, you're gonna have to pay for it. I'm fine with that. I know old me probably wouldn't have been, and I was a bit miffed when they did like a £9 thing a couple of months back where you literally just got this Pokemon and it felt really grubby that I didn't pay for that. Funny enough, someone gave me one for free, which I thought was very kind of them. They did a trade with me and they had a spare one. I don't even know how they got a spare one. Maybe they got 2 in the event. I don't know. But this time they were like, right, we've done an event. It's going to be massive. It's the whole of Gen 1 in one day. Every single one of them can be shiny. The rates are going to be up. There's going to be, I think there's like 12 different quests you can do throughout the day. You get a guaranteed shiny Mew, a guaranteed shiny Ditto. There's Mewtwo's back in raids. All the birds are in raids. It's just massive. There's like you're getting 12 raid passes. You're getting incense. You're getting 200 balls. All this stuff. So for I think it was £12 the ticket. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Raid distance is 40 kilometers now. Loads of cool stuff that just makes it's going to be a fun day. You can play it at home. It's going to be fun. But they announced earlier today that you can only get the regionals in raids. They're giving you 12 passes, but you can only get the regionals in the raids. And literally everyone's been going nuts about it. It's not even a problem. But there's so many people talking about it that if you follow anything remotely Pokemon related, you're going to see that there's an event tomorrow. You're going to hear about the event. You're going to hear that the regionals are in raids. And most reasonable people aren't going to be too bothered about that. And I'm convinced that is the way they market this very, very easily and well. Because, as I said, I get annoyed that I'm in all these groups now for Pokemon and, learning about whatever things coming up or whatever. But when something like this happens, it just dominates the conversation in that group. And I have to stop reading because I can't be bothered. I'm not fazed by this. I'm not going to sit here and argue their case or defend them or whatever. I'm just going to not be there. I'm just going to ignore it for a bit. But it gets people whipping up a storm. And, if there was a Kev Lelujo forum where people were just raging at each other about his crazy decision to have a centre-back at left-back who's right.
Apparently there is. Apparently there's a Lelujo Reddit, but I don't know how Reddit works.
All right.
I get told about it.
Demand to be a moderator or something, and then
I don't want to go. I ain't going on Reddit.
Reddit is all right.
I try and move the conversation over into my comments, so it helps the algorithm.
That's a good point. To be fair, yeah. So rage baiting people into just spinning stuff off and having a big conversation and stuff like that just seems very good. And I reckon they probably did it with Sonic as well. We've had this conversation before. The movie, they released that really bad-looking Sonic, really dodgy-looking advert. Everyone went nuts and talked about it, and then they went, "Oh, we fixed it for you," and suddenly everyone liked the film because it was a good film.
Weird eyes in it or something.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, that looks like a really, really good Sonic you've made, but I've just got a really clever marketing idea. Let's just slap some googly eyes on him, whip it out to the internet, let him go nuts, and then just revert back to the awesome one you made. And it paid off. It's genius. Absolute genius. And people really talked about that. Like, even like my wife was this is what made me convinced it was a marketing ploy, was she showed me it. And I was like, yeah, I've already seen it. I'm on the internet. But she showed me it. She was like, look how bad this is. And I was like, Claire, I saw that like 2 weeks ago. Where are you getting this from? What the hell's a Facebook group? It's good. It's very clever. So I reckon Kev's onto something with that centre-back at left-back with a right foot or whatever he said.
Yeah. I also made sure that I overpaid for him, got him on instalments that the club couldn't really afford. The comments are all over the place. It's brilliant. That's how you drive YouTube traffic these days. Community page polls and comment baiting. It's the new clickbait.
People love correcting people, don't they? That's the thing, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's and every piece of interaction on a video gives it a little bit of a push up in the algorithm. So anytime views are a little bit low, I'll just deliberately get something wrong and everyone will correct me, and it's like, well, hey, all these extra comments today, Kev's getting some views.
But you can tell when it's not being done intentionally as well, because I still know people who are telling me that Cyberpunk's a terrible game, and it's like, everyone I know who's played it thinks it's amazing, and they're quite surprised at that. Because the release was so bad. So I don't think that was an intentional one, just to balance it out and say I don't think there's a conspiracy behind every failed launch or failed attempt to do something. They had a rocky start. Has that been fixed now? Is that like in working order?
Sorry, Miles, I'm just enjoying this subreddit of Kev's.
Is Cyberpunk in working order now?
No.
For like,
Yes,
How
no.
do you go on a subreddit? I don't understand how Reddit works. I want to see what people are saying about me.
I'm
going to go on there and see if someone's leaked his nudes.
There's a chat here called "Is Kev a blank?" Is a bleep. Is a. It's one
That's
of them.
me.
Yeah.
How do I don't know how to use Reddit. How do I
27
go on
members
there?
in
I
this
just went on
group.
Reddit.com and in the search bar I just put Lelujo and there is a
Ooh.
r/Lelujo there.
There's a Lelujo lounge. There's a live discussion going on. What's
This is
up?
brilliant.
But yeah, Sheepdog, it's Cyberpunk is getting better. It's getting there on patch 1.12, I think, at the minute. I think they've got another one planned, or maybe it's already come and gone. I think they've got another one planned. I know they had one for January and February planned. I don't think the February one has come yet. I don't think. Could be wrong. But yeah, it's getting better, but it's still like I say. Did I mention last week that I finished it? I did, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was still things going on in that game that is just random stuff happening, people phasing in and out, just random glitches here and there, but nothing was game breaking. So I'm getting there.
So I'm
Baby
just
steps.
laughing at some of the Kev memes people have made. Kev's lineup this season. In terms of Alan Hardy, we have no Alan Hardy. It's a Minions meme.
How old must that be? Because that was like a year ago.
259 days.
Yeah,
It's not a very well-used Reddit, to be honest. Kev.
Good.
7 hours ago, someone called Baron Robbo asked if you were a bit of a dick.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the title.
That's the one.
Is he a bit of a dick? And somebody replied,
me.
ban him! Ban him!
Reddit sounds like fun.
Yeah.
No,
It's the
Kevin.
same guy, to be fair, being mean on all of the different questions. Did anyone see his meltdown on Twitter the other night? So you're drumming up conversation.
Did I what?
Did you have a meltdown on Twitch?
No?
No, Twitter.
I think it was Twitter.
Oh.
He's always having meltdowns on Twitter. Again,
Well, no,
I'm
he
pretty sure he
is.
does
So tell
that
him
for
not to.
engagement. Remind
Oh yeah,
people
it's
he's
absolutely
there.
for engagement. Yeah, if things are going a little bit quiet and no one's talking about me, whip up a frenzy.
This is it. I told you before, I only click your videos when I think it's worthy of a click, and I only get involved in your beefs when I think it will be helpful.
To what? Helpful how?
To fuel the fire. To keep it going further. If I
fuel
think
the
I don't
fire."
think Kev's got enough mileage out of this beef, I'm just going to pour a bit of petrol on it for him. It's I understand. He's an internet marketing expert now, and having to try and do this in a corporate way at work, I'm starting to see between the lines of what Kev's up to, and it's interesting because I can't just whip up a beef with a random security vendor at work because that's not going to go down very well. That's going to cause stock prices to crash and stuff like that. But seeing Kev do it, I'm like, God, it's so much easier when you're just playing with your own life rather than the investors' lives.
Yep, I love playing with my own life.
So games.
Yeah. What about games? Have you not been playing any? All I've done is played a little bit more Red Dead Redemption 2, so I don't really have much to add. I've made it to that city. I've made it to that city that you talked about last week.
Denis?
Yeah, I've done maybe 5 or 6 missions around there.
He was like, there's a bunch of trams with your name on it. I was like, yes, I know.
Yeah, I rode around on the trams a little bit. Still haven't seen this story start that you told me there is. It's just a load of unconnected, random cowboy missions.
How much is it? How much have you played in Saint Denis?
I've like 5 or 6 missions there. I've gone and I've rowed a boat to go and attack the big man in his big house. I've had a fight with a big crocodile.
Oh.
Have you been to see somebody like?
Ooh.
It's hard to say without spoiling it. Have you been to see someone?
Just spoil it, Pab. Just spoil it.
No, because I'm playing it too, and I'm not there because I'm a bit of a poor attention span moron who just. I mean, I'm similar to Kevin that I don't have much to say, but I haven't got as far as him because I'm just a gallivant. You know what I'm like? Can't stay on topic.
I've been to a hotel. Is that the person I'm going to see?
No. Physician.
A what?
Physician.
A physician?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've been to see have I been to see a physician? I don't think I have.
Right.
Oh, this
is Doctor Strange from the Marvel universe.
Exactly, Doctor Strange. Sheedog, yeah.
It's the Marvel crossover that you've been waiting for.
Yeah, I must be. In fact, I won't say I must be and then guess at how many hours in. Let's just have a quick look, see how many hours into this game I am.
97, isn't it?
I am currently 23 hours into this game.
Oh, no wonder you're not in the story yet, Kev. 23. Jeez. You spent a full day of your life playing it. Of course, you're not going to be at the story. Don't be unreasonable.
Yeah, but I'm partway through. What is it? Chapter 3 or chapter 4 that you're in that city? I'm well into that. So I still haven't noticed a story start. I looked up how many chapters are there in Red Dead Redemption 2. Apparently there's only 6. So by that count, I'm more than halfway through the game.
No,
and this best story ever told hasn't started yet.
Kev, if you start at Iron Man 1 and you spend that many hours watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe, how much of a story are you really going to have expected to happen? It's only 24 hours, Kev. It's what, 12 films?
Yeah.
You'd only know who each of the characters were by that point.
Yeah. I mean, they're unrelated, unconnected random cowboy missions are all quite fun. There's just not anything linking them together yet, other than the fact that we all live in the same street.
Look for the mission called Cowboys Assemble, and then they'll probably get a premonition of Cowboy Thanos or something, and you'll find
I quite enjoyed being able to shave my head but grow a really long moustache. That was fun. Although, when I first discovered the barbers, I thought, well, obviously the first thing I'm going to do is shave all my hair off, apart from a massive moustache. And then the next mission I went to do, we were supposed to be robbing a steamboat thing, and old matey boy with his fancy suit says, right, we need to get you ready for this boat. Let's take you for a haircut. I'm like, hey, I'm completely bald. I've literally just been for one.
You'll never believe what's happened.
He dragged me into the barber's, sat me down in the chair, and then just stood behind me going, what are you waiting for? You need to get a haircut. What are you waiting for? You need to get a haircut. I'm there in the options. There's nothing to pick. I had to restart the mission, go back to a previous save point where I hadn't had a haircut, so I could do that mission and then repeat the same haircut as part of it. It would not accept that I couldn't have a haircut because I was entirely hairless.
Couldn't you have shaved your moustache, or?
No, I tried to trim the moustache. It wouldn't let me. I even left it on, went upstairs and had lunch, came back down just to see if my hair had grown a bit, but no, it hadn't. Apparently it doesn't grow when you just sat there in the chair.
You've only been playing 23 hours. How would you expect the hair to grow?
I know. Well, now I've discovered hair tonic. I'm just every time I go near a shop, I'm buying 6 of them to try and get my moustache as long as possible, whilst keeping everything else completely trimmed.
Oh, you're going to be the Monopoly man with a weird moustache, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But yeah, I'm amusing myself with stuff like that. And sooner or later, this story will start. And it better be good, Pab. You've got me ready and waiting for it. It had better be good. I'm just going to have a quick look on how long to beat. How long to beat Red Dead Redemption 2, just to get a little bit of an idea of how far into the game I actually am. The main story, 48 and a half hours. So I am close to halfway through the game, and the story hasn't started yet.
Wow.
In your
I
opinion?
think you're just looking for no story.
Yeah.
I think that's
No, I'm genuinely, I am looking for the story.
No, you can't be, because all you're doing is moaning about it, saying, "Where's the story?" You're obviously looking for no story. You're obviously
No, I want to see what this story is. What story beats? What should I have seen at this point?
You're just missing. You're just not paying.
I mean, there's loosely related events, like we will go and do some heist somewhere. Someone will find us and we'll flee to the next place, and we'll go again. I'll do loads of little odd jobs. They build up to the big, right, everyone's involved. Oh, look, we almost got caught. Let's flee to the next place. And we're going through that little routine over and over again. But there doesn't seem to be anything linking any of it together. It looks like we're going vaguely in a circular direction around the map, which eventually is going to lead us back round to Blackwater as we circle all the way round. And presumably we're just leading back to that. But there doesn't seem to be any story reason to do it other than, oh, we've nearly got caught again, let's leg it to the next place and build our tents again.
I've just assumed the whole story is how the cowboy era ended in America, essentially. and how hard it is for them to.
But we know 20 years later it was still going on because of the original Red Dead Redemption, which has a lot of the same characters in.
It seemed a lot more obsessed with it all coming to an end than the original did. Do you know what I mean? They keep referencing that. They keep saying, "Oh, it's really hard to be a criminal now."
That's only because they're heading east at the moment. In my circle that I see them drawing on the map, eventually we have to start heading west again to get back to Blackwater. There's no logical reason for it to be on the damn map if that's not where we're ending up. But anyway, that was my week in gaming. Pab,
yes.
Throw some adverts in here. Someone said to me on my stream that depending on what thing you listen on, sometimes the adverts play when I say, and sometimes they just play at completely random other points, and they just get a gap when we say going to the adverts, but at a different point in the podcast it will just cut and go to some adverts. So do your job properly, Pab. Put the adverts in here. Oh, Pab, they were good adverts. Ooh, good advertising. Good work, Pab. Excellent stuff.
Here last week, he managed to get McDonald's ads right after you talked about McDonald's, which was very good work, Pab.
Yeah, that's quality craftsmanship, Pab. You are an advertising genius.
I don't know what people are talking about because I this past week I listened to one of our podcasts, the entire thing front to back, like as if I wasn't even on it. I was chuckling to myself. I was going, "This is funny. This is pretty good." I was like, I don't remember any of this stuff. I do not remember. And then an ad came on. I was like, oh, that came on when Kev said put an advert on. I was like,
you're obviously listening to it on the right device. Then.
Maybe. I don't know. It was good. I listened to what was it? Game of the
For those of you who are wondering, then Pab's review of the podcast is it's pretty good. You should listen to the podcast that he's on.
Really? Yeah, it was good.
We should put that review on the box. Do us a favour, Pab, and put that review on iTunes. Just let them know that you quite like it.
Okay, will do.
Remember when that used to be a thing we asked people to do? iTunes reviews. When was the last time we had one of them?
Quite recently, I think. The last time I looked, there'd been one the day before. It was really uncanny that I happened to look because I think I had to install iTunes on my laptop for some reason. And happened to check, and literally the day before, someone had reviewed us saying it was still good. They were still listening, and I thought, "Oh, good on you! We didn't even ask you to do that."
Thanks, Pab.
Yeah, pretty much was.
So, what have the rest of you rascals been playing this week then?
Oh, right. Sheedog, have you got anything for us?
Well, no, I have. I have. It's not any kind of console-y game, but I said to you before that my mates and I have been kind of meeting up to play games a lot in lockdown, and we'd kind of got burnt out on playing Among Us all the time because there's only 3 maps, and you kind of... I mean, I said on my vlog, it made me the imposter 7 times in a row, to the point where my mates were just going, let's just vote him out. Let's just get Sheepdog out. If it's not him, this go. It was last time. We might as well just kill it. And I had to try and convince him not to. So, to save us, my mate got us all onto a site called Board Game Arena. Have any of you ever used it?
I've heard of it. I'm not used it.
Never heard of it. Sounds made up.
Now, I thought when he was like, "Oh, we could go on Board Game Arena," I was like, "Get out of here." I was like, "No." Like, in my head, I didn't say it out loud because I'm not a monster to them. I'm mean to you guys. I'm not to them.
Sheepdog.
I'm not mean to you.
I'm sorry.
Just mean to the fellas.
Sounds like Sheepdog's the runt of the litter over there. He has to do as he's told.
Mate. God, they were running through my... They're reminiscing about school, and then it just turned into them all talking about the worst things I did at school, and that conversation went on for 2 days, and I kept thinking they'd got to the bottom of the well, and then they'd remember something else I'd done, and it got onto the conversation of whether I had ADHD or autism at all, because I was ridiculous at school, and yeah, it was anyway, they know I'm mad as a box of frogs, so we all signed up to it, and it's got tons of board games on it, and they're all pretty good. Well, the ones I played were pretty good. I can't remember the names of all the ones we bloody played, which is annoying. But one I really enjoyed was a game called Six Nimmt, which was a card game where you had to basically they'd have 5 or 6 lines of cards with one number on each one, and then you have the rest of the deck split between you all, and you have to put a number card down each time. and it kind of lays them out in the order. So if the cards that were on the table were like 1, 7, 12, and 15, and you put down a card 16, it would put it next to 15. But there's only so many slots to fit cards on. So if you put 16, someone had put 17, 18, and 19, then the person who put 20 would have to pick up that whole row, and they'd lose a load of lives off of their points. And we played that one evening, and it was just brilliant. For such a simple game, it was just really fun. I really, really enjoyed it. We played that for like 2.5 hours probably, and I just really enjoyed it. We played a game where you had to basically pick little dinosaur pieces out of a virtual bag, and there was like a dice roll, and it dictated where you could put the dinosaurs, and you had to try and be strategic about where you put them, and you got lots of points if you put the same dinosaur in like the top left part of your park. You're only allowed to put one dinosaur on its own in the bottom right. You had to put couples in the bottom left, but you're only allowed to put one down at a time. You have to try and be strategic, because whatever you left in your pile would get passed to the person next to you, and then you'd get the person to your right's pile. And just lots of games with little rules like that someone's made up or whatever. And yeah, they were all just very cool. And I thought, this is something that lots of people are going to be bored at home with, not an endless supply of console games or whatever to go on. And if, you've got people at different houses who can sign up to this and play it, it'll be quite fun for people. There are bigger and more complicated games on there. We haven't played a properly complicated one yet, but my mate keeps telling us we'll play one next week. Apparently there is a bit of a problem with playing it like you and Anna couldn't play it on 2 separate computers in the same house, because it's got ranked games on it, and they consider that you'd be trying to cheat your rank by playing yourself or whatever. I think there's a way around it, but we had that problem because 2 of our friends are married, they live together, and they couldn't play without us having to faff around, and I can't remember how they fixed it, but it is a good site otherwise. I recommend it. That's Board Game Arena.
Excellent. We'll see about that.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Don't all talk at once telling us about your games. Goodness me.
Yeah.
You're new here. Come on, we talk about games now, Pab.
What games?
You play loads of games, Anna. You
I
got multiple new games this week. You got your Little Nightmares 2. I got you the Mario game. 2 Mario games, in fact, because I ordered the wrong one.
What game did you order by mistake?
I somehow got Super Mario 3D All Stars as well, which is sat on my desk currently because I need to send it back to Amazon. And then the next day got the one she actually wanted. But yeah, you've got loads of new games. You should tell us all about them.
I need to sneeze. So I've not played the Mario one because it's upstairs. Kevin gives me it in the evening, and I'm tired in the evening, so that's upstairs. And I've played 40 minutes of Little Nightmares 2.
Okay.
That thing makes me swear. Makes me swear because
makes you swear.
It makes me swear. It makes me swear because of the jump scares, and not jump scares, but you're not expecting it. You're like, oh, hello. That's annoying. So if you've played the first one, there's not a lot of colour in it. It's very black, white, grey, light colour. But you can go through but there is colour, if you know what I mean. There's glimmers of like greens and whatnot. But as you go through it, you collect hats. And at the moment, I have a bright yellow hat on. It looks lovely. You start with a bag on your head. So I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. Why is I thought you were like some weird mutant kid. But you're not. You've just got a bag on your head. And it's just like the other one. You go around, you got a weird story. There's like no words in it whatsoever. Not a single word. You do get a companion with you this time. So there's 2 of you. So the puzzles do take 2 of you to do. Sometimes you'll leave your companion to go and get a piece that you need, but then you'll come back and complete that. But like I said, I've played 40 minutes of it. The scary people in it are creepy. Not a fan of that. There was one point in the game that I probably did about 15 times because I couldn't get it right, and it wasn't nothing. It was literally having to jump a gap. But I could not, for the life of me, get it to work. I think it's like you've got to hit it square on or you're not going to get it. But that did my head in. I think it just needs a bit of an update on that. Just on that one bit that I just couldn't square up for some reason. But yeah, it's more of the same of the first one if you've played that. I have no idea what's going on. I just know I'm a person with a hat and I'm going around this world with a friend.
That needs taken out as a clip to put on the Twitter. I want that as a clip from this episode.
What?
That was brilliant.
What you just said.
What did I say?
I don't know what's going on. I'm just a person with a hat going around this world with a friend. It was brilliant. I want that as a quote.
Be your Twitter bio.
Well, no, because like the mean people, the ugly, weird, wobbly people are large people, and you are a tiny.
The wobbly people usually are.
Well,
She's assassinating our characters, Kev.
They just got wobbly
How
bits
dare you.
coming out and just really creepy. Like, like if you met them, your skin would crawl.
Oh, so she is talking about Sheepdog. Okay.
But yeah, I'll play more of that as we get on. There's more. I don't know what I want to say. Like, there's more elements to play around with. So to get through a certain thing, you need to use these bits over here, and you would just walk past like the trash or the debris that was around, but now you're actually using that debris for a reason, and you know what I mean. But yeah, you're using more of the environment to get through this weird world. It does, you know, Inside, I think it's called. It starts a bit like that, like just a bit weird, very dark. But
yeah.
But yeah, that's it. I've not played a hell of a lot. I've been very tired.
Remember when you used to like games, Anna?
I love games. I just have very demanding family people here.
Yeah, Kev.
Yeah.
I'm not that demanding. I'm well behaved.
You're not, but
I am. I'm a very good boy.
It was Anna that started that Reddit thread asking if you were a dick.
She knows I'm super. Fab, it's over to you.
Sorry.
Take it home.
Okay.
You've got 17 and a half minutes.
Okay, that's every time then.
Oh, God.
Okay, so what can we go over? Animal Crossing New Horizons. Festivale has been in town this week.
What has?
Festivale.
Let's see. Who is fighting in the background again?
No,
It's always Anna.
still.
I leant back in my chair. Might have been my chair creaking then.
All right, it was Pab. Sorry, Anna.
Wow, Sheepdog. Wow. Anyway,
I did
He's
leap
just
to assassinate her then,
annihilating
didn't
stuff,
I?
isn't he?
Jesus. Every other time it was her, and the one time I call her out, that backfired. There'll be a new thread. Is Sheepdog a dick?
Yeah.
No, people don't need to ask that question.
yeah, they know.
No, they really don't.
But yes, the festival has been in town this week on Animal Crossing. So there has been, I think it's called Pave, Pave, like with like one of them accents above the E.
Sure, he's not trying to spell Pabby.
No.
Pabby.
No. And they're a peacock, and they like to dance around, and you get it's basically like just festival season, and you get there's all new items, and it was like there's feathers everywhere, and you have to collect feathers, and then for the feathers he will exchange items for gifts. And there was like 9 different items to collect, but then there was like 4 different colours of feathers as well. So there's technically like, what's that, 4 times 9? That would be 36 possible items to get, plus another 9 of rainbow items, because then he would want rainbow feathers. But to get rainbow feathers, you have to craft them using one of each of the colours. So it was a bit of a slog. I'm not going to lie. It was a nuisance to get, but it was all compacted into like one day. So it wasn't like the Easter event where you were just showered with eggs constantly for weeks on end trying to get the items for one day. It all happened on one day, you had to get all the feathers on one day, so it was a bit of a rush. I'd like maybe a weekend of it, maybe, rather than just one day. But yeah, I mean, like I say, to be fair, I did cheat and I time travelled back a day so I could actually finish what I was doing, because I got annoyed with it and just turned it off. So, but yeah, I have enjoyed doing that stuff. We've got all the items, more progress in the on the island renovation. We have we now have a bazaar in there on the island, and we now have a big zebra crossing square, and it's coming along. Because sometimes just have spurts of inspiration and just do a load of stuff on it. But I'm getting to the point now where I don't know where the houses are going, and I don't know. That's got to start happening at some point. But yeah, we'll figure it out with that. What else have I played? Briefly, I can tell you that I went back and played Uncharted 4 last weekend.
Yes.
Why?
Why? Is that what you said?
Not, Kevin?
Did you say why?
I did say why.
Why? Somebody suggested it in one of my streams, and I obliged, and we played a bit of Uncharted even, and yeah, it was. I tell you what, you forget how good that game is. Uncharted 4, it's so good. It's so good. I pretty much played the prologue, pretty much up to pretty much where the Crash Bandicoot scene. Pretty much is what I played. I played 90 minutes, 2 hours of it. But it's a damn good game in Uncharted. It's such a good game, and you see things in that is like a precursor to Last of Us 2. So they had. I didn't think about it really, but they had a lot of rope tech in Uncharted 4.
Like symptoms of the virus or something. Like, who's that mushroom head fella over there?
No, it wasn't that sort of thing. It was just the rope tech was in Uncharted 4. You didn't realise when Last of Us 2 came out. We were like, look at the rope in this, throwing the rope around and doing all sorts of different things with ropes or whatever. It was really cool thing in Last of Us 2, and it's kind of there in Uncharted 4. You're like, oh, I didn't even make that connection, but yeah, just you can see where certain things evolved into
where they played with it.
Yeah, they evolved it into something different for the next game. I mean, I forgot that it was Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley, is it something like that? They get the Uncharted. No, the Last of Us 1 people made Uncharted 4. I'd forgot about that. You can.
Okay.
Yeah, they directed that one, and you can kind of tell it has a much more serious tone to Uncharted 4 than the rest of them do. I feel like it does anyway. Maybe I don't know, but it doesn't have as as much of a happy-go-lucky kind of thing to it. It seemed much more personable, kind of it was telling the story of the people much, the actual characters more than it was than the other ones did. But yeah, that was fun. I played that, and then potentially it might stay on the PS5 for a bit longer. I had to start deleting stuff again to get it, squeeze it onto the PS5, which is annoying. Pain in it. It's a pain, this PS5 with the tiny hard drive that it's got, and you can get 6 games on it. It's just anyway.
And the games aren't small neither.
No, we're not. No, I mean
downloaded ones.
I mean, Uncharted 4 is 53 gig.
Yeah.
What? That's nothing. That's nothing. I mean, that's a PS4 game as well. That's not even
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. I had to delete Call of Duty Warzone for that. Not that I'm massively bothered because I wasn't really playing Warzone that much. But Call of Duty Cold War wants 230 gig or something like that. I'm like, is it really worth me keeping this on here for a quarter of the hard drive space for one game? Probably not.
Speaking of old consoles, you just reminded me one thing that obviously kicked off last week during the podcast. My Xbox broke, didn't it? I bought a new power pack for it in the end. Got up Saturday, went and bought a fuse, faffed around with a wire, found that when I plugged it in, so that it would light up if it was plugged into the mains, but the second I attached it to the Xbox, the power pack just lost power. And then I'd unplug it again and it would power back up. So I ordered one, and then someone that I know on Twitter had the exact same thing happen on the same day, and they had the same symptom. So I told them I'd ordered a new pack, and they were like, "Oh, I'd literally thrown mine in the bin." Well, they were getting ready to throw it away, and they were like, "Oh, I'll try that too." So they ordered a power pack. Theirs came before mine because the delivery got ruined by Amazon, and it didn't work for them. So they're very disappointed. They're a little bit. They messaged me going, "Didn't work." I thought, "Oh, great." I was very disappointed. And then mine arrived. I plugged it in, and it just turned straight on. I was like, "Yes." It did load a green screen that didn't do anything for like 10 minutes, and I was panicking a bit. But then I restarted it again, and it was just absolutely fine, good as new, all good. So. I felt like I played myself a little bit, because if it had been broken, it had been really annoying Mrs. Sheepdog all week, because we use it for Sky Go, and I had to put a laptop next to the telly so she could use Sky Go through that, and it was getting on her nerves, and she was asking me to move the PlayStation downstairs, but I know she likes to use that upstairs, so I kind of in my head been thinking, right, all these moving parts, I'm going to have to get a new console, and then, I solved the problem, so... I think you said before the show that I'm the only one convincing myself not to do these things, and I think you're probably right, mate.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, you do. You certainly do, Sheepdog. I feel like Mr. Sheepdog's more than happy for you to do stuff, and you just gonna go, no, I'm all right. I'll leave it.
I think it's true. I think I'm just thinking about. Well, I'm trying to reserve the points, I guess, so that I can cash them in exactly the right moment. It'll work out, but I'm weaving a complicated web, and it needs to work.
Okay, fair enough. What else have I played then?
Yakuza Dragon.
Sorry, what?
You've played Yakuza Like a Dragon, haven't you?
I have. I have, yes. I have indeed.
Yes.
Yakuza Like a Dragon is so people will have heard Anna speak about Yakuza here and there every now and again. Anna just drops into Yakuza, gets the itch to go and have a Yakuza game, and then it's bonkers. It's insane. Yes. So this is the latest Yakuza game, and I get the feeling this might be one for Sheepdog.
Yeah,
and you, Anna, maybe. I feel like Anna, it might be up your street as well.
I've got it. I've already bought it.
Have you? Oh, right, there you go then.
Yeah. I just haven't played it yet. With a Yakuza game, you've got to be in it. Like, you need to actually sit down and listen to what's going on, or you'll have no idea.
I played the opening 20 minutes at the start of the week, and I fell asleep because I was just tired. But it's just and so I've played about 6 hours of it now. I feel like I've played between 1 and 2 hours of that game. The rest of it's been cutscene. Mm-hmm. All cutscene, all story, all the time. Just going and going. This is why I couldn't stay awake the first 20 minutes, because I wasn't doing anything. I just sat there just watching stuff, and I was tired, and I was dozing off trying to, button
Thankfully,
press.
it's in English.
Yes, there are. It is. There are English. It is English dubbed, and there are subtitles as well. Subtitled, so you could have the Japanese version as well if you like. But so this one differs from previous Yakuza games, which were more like a beat 'em up kind of thing, weren't they? They were all like action games where you'd be beating people up and whatever. This one is turn-based combat, similar to, akin to something like Final Fantasy.
Were you waiting for me to say that then?
No. I was trying to think whether it would be like, because I'd never played Final Fantasy. The only Final Fantasy I played was 15, which didn't have the turn-based stuff, did it? So
I was like, is he waiting for me to go Final Fantasy?
It's more like I feel like it's more like 7 remake. I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but
right, okay,
yeah, it's very. So you have like usual thing, like you get random encounters in the street, and they start a fight with you, and then you have like your actions, and you have like a list of actions that you can take. You have certain skills you can do, different skills. Use your mana points up, and you have items, and you have different. You can like have set up to be defend yourself, so you can guard things, and that's how it works. That's how combat works. And that's pretty much all I've seen of it. It's all been story. I've like done about. I reckon I've probably done maybe a dozen fights, maybe. I haven't done tons. I've just been a lot of running around, kind Kamurocho and other bits of Japan. But yeah, apparently there is a Pokemon-esque element to this game where you are collecting certain things. I feel like it's called, I don't know, there's a certain thing where you are collecting different types of scumbags of Japan, and you want to find them all, which is, I don't know. This game is like, I've not even got to the bonkers yet. The most bonkers thing I've got to in this game, a game about Yakuza where you are like this criminal gang like Yakuza, and I was asked to go and collect a plunger because someone had blocked the toilets, and that's the craziest thing I've got to right now. The rest of it has been relatively straight faced, but I know there's crazy stuff in here. I know it is coming. I'm on the precipice of bonkers. I know I am, but I've not got it. And the problem is, it plays it all so straight faced. It plays it all straight faced, and it's like it's not tongue in cheek or anything like that. It just plays it all crazy. I mean, like, you might have seen on the game, he's got like this crazy, like, kind of like wavy perm kind of haircut. That was he's not naturally like that. That's not he gets that haircut after he comes out of prison. He asked
see what I mean?
He asked someone for a haircut.
It's so hard.
He asked someone for a hair. He comes out of prison. He's in prison for 18 years. He comes out of prison. He asks for a certain haircut, and this girl goes, "Yeah, all right then." And then it pans round, and you stare at him, go, "What the hell's this?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't know. I YouTubed it. I think I did it wrong." And then he comes out with like this weird, like, wavy perm haircut, and that's what he's rocking now. But yeah, I am running around Japan doing my story stuff. What I like doing, I don't know if this has been in previous games, Anna, in like the first person mode. So you can now run around you can go in first person mode and just run around. And it's amazing to look. It's so cool to look, just to walk the streets of like these streets of Japan, just walking around, looking at all like the lights and all the shops. You can go in all the shops. There's so many different shops you can go into. It's bonkers. I went into this.
You went to arcade yet?
I went to an arcade today on stream. There is a sign there, like a video game icon on the map. I went, oh great, I'm going to go in this arcade. I went in there. I was like, this isn't an arcade. The sign was arcade there. I was like, where is it? I went in there and it's just signs for, just all saying girls everywhere. And I was like, what? This isn't an arcade. So maybe the arcade's upstairs. And it's like an adult shop. And I'm like, no, we cannot be in here on Twitch. We cannot be in here. This is not happening. I was like, okay.
That's excellent.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I had to just run back downstairs now. I was like, this isn't an arcade. Where's it? It says arcade on the map. This is not what I was asking for. So yeah, there are shops aplenty. You can literally go into supermarkets and buy food. You can buy items. It's I feel like
because like in older Yakuza games, you'd go to shop to buy like. I can't remember, I think it was Zero I was playing, and I had to go into different shops to buy like champagne and beer for these homeless people, so they would give me some information. So yeah, everything is used for a reason. Yeah. So it's fun.
It's crazy. I mean, I've just started. There's like I think there's like a mini game thing where you can increase, like, it's like a way of grinding levels up. Is where I'm currently homeless, and to get money, nice. I go around on a bike with a cart on the back and collect cans off the street. So I ride around roads collecting cans off the street, and then you see other homeless people doing it as well. And if you boost at them, you will knock them off the bike and nick all their cans, and then you can go cash it in for money. It's just the bonkers is there. It's just. I'm just not quite got to it yet, because I feel like it's front loading me with a lot of story. It's giving me a lot of stuff about story, and it's given me a lot to work with. And I'm doing little tiny bits of gameplay in between, where I do the occasional fight, or I run from point A to point B, and then another 20 minutes of story. Like I say, I've played it twice on stream now, and I'll probably play it again tomorrow on stream. And I feel I just put the controller down. And don't 20, 30 minutes at a time, I just sit there watching these cutscenes, not saying a word. just sitting there, just watching cut scenes. Yeah, I really am liking it. I got it. I caved on it.
It's like, you know, like when you're doing the fight, you know, at the end of the fight, you get like a thing like Final Fantasy and like Persona. It comes up with the splash screen. I like that.
Yeah, the results screen. Yeah, and it's like you said, you got this much money, you got this much XP, you got this much, rep for doing it, and it shows you your stats and stuff. Yeah. There is that. There's that there. You get like a little noise when someone joins your team, like you would in Final Fantasy. It's probably more akin to Dragon Quest, if I'm honest with you, simply because Ichiban,
the
main
dragon in the title comes from.
Literally Ichiban, the main character, loves video games, right? And he really likes Dragon Quest, and he plays his life like it's Dragon Quest, which is why the gameplay is like it is. And yeah, it's so yeah, but like I say, it's bonkers that, I mean, Dragon Quest is a Square Enix property, I think. Yeah. Literally, they refer to Dragon Quest, and I'm assuming they must have got permission to do this sort of thing. But it's really cool that they refer to Dragon Quest and use Dragon Quest terminology and stuff like that in certain aspects. But yeah, I will continue to play this. But this game is going to be a big one. Whether I'll finish it, I will never know. I genuinely do not know whether I'll fall off of this, for something else coming up in the future. But this game is like 100+ hour easy. Yeah. Easy. Even I reckon mainline is probably close to 50 to 60. So
they're ridiculous games.
Yeah. They are bonkers. But so far so good. I've recruited a police officer that's been demoted down to teaching driving lessons for high schoolers. Now he's on my team, and I've just recruited a homeless person that used to be a nurse.
Nice.
So yeah, they are in my party now. And yeah, I mean, I had to end stream. I had to get to pause the game on the middle of a cutscene because I've been watching a cutscene for 20 minutes again. I was like, I've got to go for my dinner. Dinner is ready. I've got to go and have my dinner. I had to stop this game midway through a cutscene because I'm just watching cutscenes. And like I say, as much fun as it is watching cutscenes, I want to get down to it now. I feel like I'm ready to start properly playing it now. But yeah, it's a bonkers game, and it seems very good from what I've played so far. I'm playing it on the PC. It is out on the Xbox Series X exclusively for an amount of time.
What is?
Yakuza's on the Xbox Series X exclusively
for PlayStation 4 as well.
Yes, but it's not on PS. It's not on next gen consoles. Not on PS5.
Oh, I see.
It's only on PS4 at the minute as well. So it is on PS4 and Xbox One, but they have exclusivity to next gen at the minute.
Oh, okay.
So, but it will come. It'll come. They'll have a 6-month exclusive on it, so it'll probably come in the summer, I imagine.
Yeah.
To PS5. Yeah, that is your lot. That is all that I have played this week.
Excellent. Well, we shall wrap the podcast up there then, Pab, if that's all right with you. Are you going to allow that?
Sure. Okay.
Excellent. Well, if people,
for an ad, didn't he? Sorry, Kev.
You monster. You're ruining everything again. If you want to keep up to date with us on Twitter, in the meantime, Sheepdog has promised 5 original tweets on the podcast Twitter this week while he's off on holiday. So follow us at MGUK Podcast to see what goodies Sheepdog posts on there throughout the week. You can also follow me anywhere on the internet at Lelujo.
You can follow me at RB6K.
Or you can follow me at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
Splendid. I'm even on stereo now.
Oh, what's that?
We should talk about stereo. Live podcasting with audience interaction.
Oh. Stereo, eh? So this is like beating Clubhouse to the punch, have they?
I don't really know. I don't understand it, but it was another thing I've just claimed my username on. And given myself a nose piercing on my avatar, because I could. See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.